Good morning, Monday morning, everyone, and welcome to Sit in the City Monday Morning Motivation. For those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Aspen Calhoun, and I did see a couple new names on there. So just so you guys have an idea, a little bit of my story. I've been with Cincy was 3 years in December, and absolutely love what I do, obviously. When it comes to motivation and training and webinars, they are my favorite thing about being a leader and about doing what I do. So I hope that you enjoy Monday Morning Motivation and share it with your team. Like I said, the webinar is recorded, so afterwards you can post the link to group pages and email it if you want to share with your team. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. Why listen to Weekly Moto? Motivation is something that I think everyone struggles with at some point. But what I would like to provide you guys with every Monday morning is seeds and ideas that can grow and stick with you. Plant something inside of you on Monday that can stick with you the rest of the week, something that pulls emotion or something that you can relate to, that evokes images or memories, that kind of tugs at your heart, that makes you think about things that maybe you've been doing or things you could do better, something that motivates you and gives you a reason to tomorrow morning when the sun shines in the window or your alarm clock goes off, to give you a reason to not think, why do I want to get out of bed today, but think, this is why I'm doing what I do, and jump out of bed and get on with your day. Give you some sort of personal inspiration to keep on. And there are many, many different places where you can get motivation. There's so many podcasts now by so many great motivational speakers. You can jump online and Google just about anything and find something motivational. So if you can't get it from me, or if you need a boost later in the week, do that. Get online. Read a book that helps you grow and learn. I also like to share my version of tough love with you guys. And that, like I said, that's something that I might say that will give you a kick in the pants to say, you know what, this is me and this is what I can do better. So this is why we do weekly motivation, and that's why I love doing it. So I hope you guys enjoy. We're going to do something a little bit different this morning. When I started this, I do it most every Monday, and I think, you know, coming up with an idea every Monday should be hard, and sometimes I am down to Sunday afternoon thinking about this and throwing it together, if I'm honest, but hopefully I can come up with something new every week. So what I want to talk to you guys about this week is a little bit about life and your goals and your motivation and where they come from, and maybe something that we're doing wrong. The quote there at the bottom says, a lot of disappointed people have been left standing on the street corner waiting for the bus marked perfection. And I think that's a lot of us. If we think about it, things in our life will never be perfect. And most of us, when we're looking at our life, can look at some aspect and say, well, we're waiting for this change. We're waiting to do this before we get started on this. And I want to remind you guys that if we continue to wait, the days, the weeks, the months, the years will pass before we ever really move forward. Not only that, but we are not perfect people. We're never going to say everything right. I still do these Monday morning webinars every week, and I have other webinars I do. Every week I fumble over my words. Every week I forget something. Sometimes I mess up my PowerPoint. But I continue to do it because that's what I love to do, and I am unique. You have to work with what you have, especially when it comes to life. If you have 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, a husband, a job, no matter what it is, you have to make things work. You have to work around your own schedule. You have to work around other people's schedule. You cannot wait until you have a completely free day to work your business, because it'll never be a perfect situation. For example, I got out of bed this morning. I had 2 kids to get ready for school. I had to call and make a doctor's appointment. I was texting a friend about an event. I have a million things to do, and yet I want to do these webinars because it's what I love to do, so I squeeze it in. So just know that nobody's life is perfect. Nobody has a free day to do exactly what they want to do. If we did, it would be absolutely amazing, but we don't. Not only that, but work with who you are. Not everyone's a public speaker. Not everyone's a salesperson. Be you, because there is something about you that is amazing and will make this business work. Find your strong point. Use your uniqueness to do what you do. If you're shy, network socially through Facebook, through Twitter, through those things. If you can't stand up in front of people, don't do it at a party. Sit down with them, answer questions, smell the scents. Do you, because that's what you'll be best at. You are amazing. And if you're standing on that corner waiting for that bus, you're going to be waiting for a long time because perfection usually never comes. What I'm going to do this morning is I have a book that I love, and you can see it there on the screen. It's called Life's a Verb by Patty Dye. And there are so many amazing stories in this book. If you've never seen it, get it on your Kindle or run to Barnes & Noble or whatever. Pick it up if you can. It's usually not very expensive. I know you can order it through Amazon for like $8 or $9, but there's a story in there, and I'd like to read it to you guys this morning, and it's a little bit long, so I don't have a lot to go with it, but the story alone has so many good things in it that I really want to share it with you guys, and hopefully you haven't heard it before, and it kind of opens up some doors and turns on some light bulbs for you. So I will warn you, for some reason when I do webinars, when I'm just talking to you guys, I'm fine with that and I don't get nervous, but when I read, I get nervous. So if I have to stop for a second and collect myself, you know why. So I'm going to read you this story. It's called Burn Those Jeans. And the book goes through a series of different stories, and it's a way of growing yourself and living your life in a different way. So hopefully you enjoy the story, and we'll talk a little bit about it at the end, and I'm going to give you guys a couple challenges and plant some more thoughts with you. Since leaving Freedom High School on Independence Boulevard, I've carried a certain pair of pants around me everywhere I've gone, like a pet chihuahua in a diamond collar, a dangly gold charm, a passport, a ball and chain. They are Levi's jeans at the perfect stage of worn-inness, a place where the knees know where to go when you put them on, the pockets reveal a pentimento of your hands, and the hems are adequately frayed. Over the years, they've become a symbol of talisman, an icon of perfect high school shape, that lean and strong teenage body that ran and hiked and climbed and bicycled everywhere, that simpler shape before broken hearts, sexual harassment, dead parents, business suits, big promotions, missed deadlines, insane meetings, working with mean people, being mean myself, dead friends, terrorist attacks, hydraulic systems, falling on planes I happen to be on, and just plain living the overrated adult life. These jeans are cosmopolitan, accompanying me to college, abroad to live in Germany, to graduate school, to all my jobs around the world, on a ship, to 20 years in Washington, D.C., and recently back to North Carolina, where they reside in my closet only 54 miles from where I first wore them. Full circle around the globe, that denim, those rivets, that distinctive red tag. It wasn't a conscious decision to carry them around with me, no, but there they were, everywhere I went, a reminder in denim that I don't have that body anymore and that I had a big goal, get back into those jeans. Years passed. I still couldn't fit into the jeans. I beat myself up for failing to reach that goal. I joined fitness clubs, worked out with a trainer named Thor in D.C. who nearly killed me, drank Master Cleanser lemonade, joined Weight Watchers, and studied before and after pictures in Shape magazines as if I were consulting the hieroglyphic special education of man's search for meaning. Even with all those starts and stops and high expectations, and the few success, the jeans still hung in my closet unworn and taunting me. No matter how well I did in eating right occasionally and exercising sometimes, and no matter my other successes in life, my brilliant husband, amazing children, slightly insane and terribly fascinating friends, the published books and impressive sound of job titles, I still couldn't fit into those jeans. And so I felt failure all of these years, a mostly unconscious feeling that raised its ugly head each time I crossed the Levi's in my closet, ridiculing me with their utter hiplessness and unwearability. When Emma was in the 6th grade, she complained one morning that she had no pants to wear to school. I resisted parental lecturing in number 17 on household laundry procedures when I heard her plea for help. I was standing at my closet door and saw in front of me the jeans. Why not, I thought. It might be a while before I can get into these again. Try these, I said. They're kind of retro, too big for you, but you can wear a belt to gather up the extra. And remember, I want them back so that I can wear them. Awesome, she said. I remember many carefree days in those jeans, marching band practice with my bass clarinet, hanging out with Meg at in the Hardee's parking lot, watching Tora 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 at the Mimosa Theater, driving Daddy's blue and white Oldsmobile 88, and I just knew all those years those jeans were still a worthy goal, a a beacon of thinhood worthy of bony Callista Flockhart and those despicable, heartless women who give birth and then look like Kate Moss the following day. In my heart of hearts, I knew that it was right to hold on to those genes as my Mount Everest, my Oscar, my gold medal, my dark journey, the heart of the Nile, my People's Choice Award, my Pulitzer, my Nobel for thinness. Emma took the jeans into her room, then brought them back. Thanks, but they're too small, she says, throwing them in my general direction. Too small? For 30 years, I've tried to get back into these blue jeans that are too small for my thin, strong, athletic 12-year-old daughter. Everything is a metaphor, isn't it? Replace the word jeans with that albatross hanging around your neck, following you through life, diverting your attention from the real goal, setting you up for failure. Is it the wrong goal? Is it an unworthy goal? An unreachable, unreasonable one that can only make you feel bad instead of good and right and strong? Why do we punish ourselves with unreasonable expectations, putting life on hold until we reach them? What is the real danger of such pressures? They delay living the real right in front of us. I'll do that when we say to ourselves, I can't do that now because I haven't done this. It's like having an incomplete in your graduate Milton class that just keeps hanging over you, making it impossible for you to do anything else because you're comprehensive of the two parallel falls of paradise lost looms ahead of you at every turn. Not that I have personal experience with this phenomenon. Are the genes even the real goal? It's enough. Do those genes represent a carefree, simpler, more active life, a less stressful way of living a life, less encumbered? Perhaps those goals I should reach for, not the genes. So that's the story, and like I said, it's something that we all do. And I want to ask you guys this morning, what if we didn't have that one thing that we've been thinking about for years and years and years and trying to pull back something that we had before? What if we came up with new things? What if we stopped putting our life on hold for things that didn't matter, for that perfect day to work your business, for the littlest kid to go to school before you can really get started? What if we stopped waiting for our husband to make enough money so we could quit our job and work our Scentsy business? What if we stopped worrying about what everyone else thought when we asked them if they wanted to buy something or host a party? What if we didn't put these strains on our goals? I want you to think about what your expectations are. What have you been carrying around with you that you can look at and say, you know what, that's not the most important thing, because I have these other things that are waiting behind it. It's like, have you ever seen on TV or been in a line to, first thought I have is, say, the day after Thanksgiving sales, where everyone's waiting in line to get in a store, and the person in front is waiting for the door to open, but the people in the back can't see that, so they just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Think of that person at the door as that thing that's been standing in your way. And everything behind it is just pushing and pushing, but it can't get through because the door's not open yet. If you could just open that door and know that the person standing by the door can move aside and wait outside, there's other goals and other things that you can do right now without waiting. Think about your expectations, like I said. What are your expectations on yourself? Who do you want to be? Do you have expectations that are unrealistic? Do you have that pair of jeans that you carry around metaphorically? What are your goals? Do you have goals? I am all for setting huge goals. Set your goal to be the very best you can be a year from now. But you have to set goals in between. If you're a certified consultant, your goal better be to get to lead. And if you're a lead consultant, to star, and so on and so forth. Not only that, but the goals in between have to be, how are you going to get there? How many people do you need to recruit? How many parties do you need to have? How many events do you need to book? You have to set those steps in between. There has to be rungs on the ladder if you expect to climb to the top of it. If you have a ladder with only one stick at the top, there's no way you're getting up that thing. You have to set the goals in between to be able to climb to the top and make it realistic. Another good quote there, the greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and we miss it, but it's too low and we reach it. So like I said, you have to set goals in levels. Set small goals and set huge goals. But make sure your expectations are not that you're going to have a perfect life and you're going to be able to have all your time to devote to Scentsy, but that you can squeeze it in here and there enough to make it work. So here's your homework and your challenge. Rethink your ultimate. What is your ultimate goal? Whether it be, you should have an ultimate with Scentsy, you should have an ultimate with your family, you should have an ultimate with your home life. What is your ultimate? If you could make everything perfect, what would it be? And then here's the next thing to think about. When you think about your ultimate, know that it's not going to be perfect. Know that even on the day you hit Superstar Director, you're still going to look at your life and go, how in the world am I going to squeeze this all in? Because life is not perfect. Things get jumbled. Schedules are crazy. Even though you reach your ultimate, it's still going to be crazy. Everything else is going to still be there along with it. Set a new attainable right goal for you. Don't be carrying around these unexpected or unattainable things, these goals that have been hanging with you for years. I'm going to get better at speaking in public. Well, unless you do it, you're not going to get better at it. I can't do home parties because I don't like talking in front of people. If that's what's blocking your way, it's time to move it out of the way. It's time to book basket parties. Jump those hurdles and do what you can for yourself to make yourself better. Think about what's on hold waiting for perfection. Don't be standing on that corner waiting for that bus because it may never come. Remember, we are the hurdles we leap to be ourselves. If we could get over ourselves even for a day, can you imagine how much progress we would make? If we could stop thinking about what someone thought of us, or that we're never going to fit back into those jeans, or we don't have time to do this the way we want to. These are the things that hold ourselves back. And if we can stop doing that to ourselves, we will be more successful than we ever dreamed we could be. So that's your homework and challenge. I hope you guys will go over those things, think about them, think about the jeans, and think about what's been stopping you from doing your very best. I will, real quick here,